Do we have any new people attending Racing for Recovery for the first time tonight?
Thank you for attending the Racing for Recovery Support Group meeting. We are focused on maintaining a drug-free and healthy lifestyle. Since 2001, our open forum meetings welcome parents, adolescents, recovering individuals, and anyone who supports our mission. Your suggestions, comments, or ideas are welcome to make our meeting the best they can be. The Racing for Recovery Support Group meeting is a cutting-edge alternative to what is currently offered by combining substance abusers, families, friends, and the public at large. We have created an environment that's beneficial to everyone who has been affected by alcohol or drug addiction. Meeting start time is 7 p.m. Please be on time. Please turn off cell phones or ringers to vibrate. Please refrain from posting on social media during the meeting to show respect and courtesy to yourself and others. Please only one person speaking at a time. Please speak loudly so that everyone can hear. Proof of attendance is gladly provided. Please turn in your paperwork prior to the meeting, and you can pick it up at the end of the meeting. Honesty is required. Feel free to openly share your comments and points of views on how alcohol and drug addiction has impacted your life. This meeting is open to people of all ages and welcomes diversity. So please refrain from using excessive foul language or language that discriminates against any race, gender, religion, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or disability to maintain an atmosphere of respect and dignity for all who are present. If you see a visitor, a new member, or a returning member that you haven't seen in a while, please warmly welcome them into our program. Your confidentiality is important to us. What you say here will not be discussed outside of the meeting. Please refrain from leaving the meeting while it is in progress because it is disruptive to others. Smoking or vaping should be done away from all entrances out of respect for those who choose not to partake in that. Please do not smoke or vape by the doors. And please dispense of all trash in a garbage can and do not litter on our premises.
Thank you, Dustin.
You're welcome.
Who's got the guidelines for living a lifestyle recovery?
I do. The guidelines for living a lifestyle of recovery. A lifestyle of recovery guidelines are intended to be utilized by recovering individuals, their families, and anyone else who is striving to avoid substance abuse and achieve sobriety. Guidelines. Number 1, recognizing that substance abuse ruins lives. Number 2, wanting to pursue positive alternatives to substance abuse such as our education, employment, quality relationships, and health and fitness. Number 3, using resources such as friends, family, teachers, and peers as a way to achieve and remain sober. Adding sports, art, or music to these resources will help us to stay focused and motivated. Number 4, defining balance and working towards making it a part of everyday life. Number 5, building self-esteem and confidence through sobriety to combat negative feelings regarding oneself. Number 6, understanding that negative behaviors of isolation and self-pity lead to self-destruction. Number 7, lifting up a person is different than allowing them to continue their destructive lifestyles. Be there for yourself and be patient with your friends and family. Number 8, learning how to help without supporting the addict's behavior, providing assistance to the recovering individual that will improve their lives, not further their usage. Number 9, recognizing personal challenges and integrating them into our lifestyle as challenges to triumph over. Number 10, caring for our personal, emotional, physical, and spiritual individuality is the source we use for our sense of self-worth. Each person is truly magnificent. Our mission at Racing for Recovery is to prevent all forms of substance abuse by promoting a lifestyle of fitness and health for all those affected by addiction.
Thank you, Adam. All right, who's got What Racing for Recovery Means to Me by Kelly Anderson?
Okay. What Racing for Recovery Means to Me by Kelly Anderson. R, respect yourself enough to quit using. A, accept the challenges that lie ahead. C, commit to your recovery. I, include friends and family on your journey. N, never doubt your will to succeed. G, give yourself credit for your accomplishments. F, focus on the positive things you want in life. O, overcome your fears and keep moving forward. R, remember the reasons you're seeking sobriety. R, reach out to others and give and receive support. E, expect holes in the road, choose another road. C, care for your body, we only get one in this lifetime. O, open your heart, mind, emotions, and spirit. V, victory comes from a balanced lifestyle. E, educate yourself on all aspects of recovery. R, Racing for Recovery saves lives. Y, you will learn that with sobriety, anything is possible.
Thanks, Eric. All right, it's time for introductions. Here's where we go around the room. You say your name, why you came. You don't have to say you're an actual alcoholic, if you can't, that helps you.
My name's Dustin. I come to these Monday night meetings because they're amazing and there's a lot of good stuff in that book. And after a weekend, man, it's just a great way to start off the week.
Hi, I'm Pat. I'm here for the positivity, to see all my friends, old friends, new friends, young friends, and anyone who needs support.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm a nursing student at Monroe County Community College.
I'm Esther. I'm here to support my son Michael.
I'm Michael. I'm here because it's Monday, 7 o'clock. That's where I'm at on Monday, 7 o'clock.
I am Jen. I'm here to support Michael, and that's my daughter Lauren.
Nice.
I'm Jeff, and I'm here because I owe it to myself to be here.
I'm Craig, and I come here for support.
My name's Dan. I come here for positivity and balance.
I'm Marlon. I come here to get out.
I'm Michael. I'm here to get my life straightened out.
JT. I'm here because it's life or death.
I'm Carl. I'm here to heal.
I'm Amy. I'm here to support my brother Carl. Last week I didn't get to come, so it ruined my whole week. Threw me off. So this week, sick kid, husband gone, you know, all that. So hopefully this week gets started off a little bit better.
I'm Darlene. I'm here for opportunity, and I've been getting compliments from my family, so I always tell them the proof is in the pudding, and I guess I'm the pudding.
I'm Justin. I'm here to become part of my Monday routine. I'm Brian. I'm here to stay connected. This program is changing my life.
Hi, I'm Betty. I come to continue to learn.
I'm Frank. I'm here to help keep me sober and learn from those that's been here.
Kevin. I'm here to help you stay on track.
I'm Ann. I joined the movement to get a new healthy perspective and learn how to live.
Hi, I'm Kristen, and I'm here for support. I'm Kitty. I'm here to support my boyfriend.
I'm Wayne. I'm here. I go to the intensive program tomorrow. We're in town. I'm from out of town. We're staying in motels up here. You get to jump on things and see how it is.
I'm Tone. I'm here for self-betterment.
I'm Emily. This is my first Monday night meeting. I've been coming to Thursdays, but I'm going to start IOP and coming to some more meetings now. So.
I'm David. I'm here to learn more about this book.
I'm Bobby. Just love learning on Monday nights.
I'm Penny. I'm Bobby's mom. I'm here to listen and learn tonight.
I'm Jared. I'm here for the Hope of Staying Sober. I hope.
Anthony, I'm here to show my friends on Monday night and learn something new.
I'm Rick. Here to work the program.
I'm Gary, Stephen's dad. Here to see all the great people and to give back for everything this has done for our family.
I'm Amanda. Today's been a hard day, so I'm here just to get some positivity and hopefully turn it around.
I'm Nate. I'm here to gain youth perspective, and here's what I do on this book.
I'm Faye, and I'm here for the inspiration.
My name's Chris. I'm here to learn the great stuff that's in this book.
Hi everybody, I'm Joe. I'm here tonight specifically because I'm tired. When I was tired, it didn't stop me from drinking, so I'm not going to let being tired stop me from being here.
I'm Patrick, and I'm here because this is part of my routine, and I love seeing this meeting grow. It's pretty awesome, and the different perspectives that are in this great book.
I'm Eric. I keep coming back because Racing for Recovery simply works, and there's a lot of good stuff.
I'm Sarah. I came to this meeting for positivity and to learn. And I'm very informed that there's a lot of good stuff.
I'm Tara, and I'm here to stand up.
I'm Heather, and I come here to put myself in control.
I'm Kyle. I'm here to support my new friends, especially my buddy Bob over there. And this place works for me well. I want to continue it.
It's my buddy.
I'm Randall. I enjoy this program. I enjoy the people that come to this place and surround myself with. There's a lot of good stuff in this book. It's been said a couple times, but I just enjoy reading this and the perspective I get. So.
I'm Andre. I come to give support, receive support, and I love the camaraderie around the place. And I wanted to let Courtney know that I remembered her name.
I'm Sam. Trying to start off the week on a good note. Monday night meetings and this book definitely helped me put the week into good perspective and got me on the right path.
I'm Rob. I'm here because I want to be, because I need to be. I'm usually pretty positive, and you know, my day's only so today, so I want to turn it around and make it great. So everybody in here makes me have a great day, and that's why I'm here.
I'm here to hang out with these two little kitties.
I'm Courtney, and I'm here tonight for balance and healing.
I'm Adam. I am here because I need to be and I want to be, and trying to keep myself in check.
I'm John, and I am here to fulfill my sober manifest destiny.
I'm Meredith. I'm here to learn some new things about my recovery, and I've had a tough day, so I'm here with the support of my two friends.
I'm Sarah, and I'm here to stay sober.
I'm Dustin. I'm here to support Chrissy, and all the supporting her helps me go over here to learn what some of the stuff that she's gone through and learn some of the different things that says that sometimes I don't understand.
I'm Chrissy. I'm here to learn and for support.
My name is Lamanda, and I am here just to stay sober and stay on the right track.
I'm Josh. I'm here to continue growing in this lifestyle and growing as a person.
I'm Jason. I like the positive atmosphere, and I'm here to learn how to harness this new lifestyle.
I'm Chris, and I am here because I just was listening to a motivational speech on my routine, and it's pretty intense, but this is part of my routine, as Patrick would say, and I love it. And it definitely makes my week flow. And I am here to support Jordan on getting really old.
My name is Matt, and I'm here because sometimes I need to be reminded that I'm worth it.
I'm Jordan, and I'm here because this is a key component in what keeps me sober.
I'm Diane, Jordan's mom. I'm here to support this wonderful program and this awesome dude that I had 33 years ago. I can still remember saying to the surgeon after he was born, please tell me he weighed 48 pounds. He did not, so I'm still struggling with that.
I'm Brandy. I'm here to remain reachable. Keep my hair better than Diana.
Sitting there. I'm Deanna, and I'm here because I need all the help I can get.
I'm Jeff. I'm here to support.
My name is Chris, and I'm here to learn how to make better choices.
My name is John. I'm here keep maintaining control over my bad habits and to get stronger.
My name's Emily. I'm here to heal and get my life back on track.
I'm Diane, and I'm here to support Emily.
My name's Jalen, and I love hope,
It's one of the reasons I come, and still learning how to find clarity.
I'm Jill, I'm here to stay sober.
Jose, I'm here for support and to learn a new way to live.
I'm Beth, and I'm here because it's where I'm happiest.
I'm Sean. I'm here to learn and develop a healthy lifestyle.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mary Jo, and I'm here for some balance in my life.
Mike. I'm Mike. I'm here because Racing for Recovery saves lives.
My name's Joe. I'm here to remain teachable, and Monday nights are how I start my week off. And I'm also here to support my friend Jordan because he's older than I am.
And I'm Steven. I come here because this place kicks ass, and it saves lives, and I learned that with sobriety anything's possible, and it's true. I mean, literally all I had to do is stop doing a couple things in my life, and I have the world to take on now, and I can thank Racing for Recovery for that. Who's got the answer by Donald D. Carr?
I do. The Answer by Donald D. Carr. Running from the misery, trying to escape the pain, as I approach the light of hope that lies before me. Each step overwhelms me, each breath sears my throat. I ache, my body rebels against me. My memories torment me. Agony has become my closest companion. My demons mock me as I dangle helplessly above the abyss of alcohol and drug abuse. The voices all sound the same, criticizing, accusing, blaming me for what has happened. They don't understand. They don't care who I am. I'm a human being, full of thoughts and feelings. I am worth saving. Just show me the way. At last, I reach the light of promise. There stands the answer. Open arms, understanding smile, looks of trust. And so it begins, Racing for Recovery.
Thank you. Announcements. Do we have any? Besides the race coming up in October?
It's Jordan's birthday.
Jordan's birthday, race coming in October. All right, let's keep going. As you can see from the introductions, our meetings are for everyone affected by self-destructive behaviors. No topic is off limits. If you have a question or something you'd like to discuss, we encourage you to bring it up early so we have time to discuss it. With that being said, does anyone have anything they'd like to talk about before we get started in the book? Anything good? Anything bad? Anything anywhere in between? All right, we are on Chapter 2, page 15. Who wants to read for me?
There are all kinds of addicts, I guess. We all have pain, and we all look for ways to make the pain go away. The Excellent Diary is part-time. By 2006, I had done about 16 endurance races, including several Ironmans. I had raced and run until I could barely stand. Until one night during one of my support group meetings, I thought I was having a heart attack. It was nothing more than the effect of stress and exhaustion. But I didn't know that. As I lay on a bed in the ER, my dad came in and said, "Son, I watched you nearly kill yourself with drugs and alcohol, and I'm not watching you do this with this triathlon bullshit." That was what woke me to the fact that I had no balance in my life. I realized that I was racing compulsively because it let me duck the responsibility for dealing with the pain that had turned me into the addict. Many people have said to me, "Todd, you've just replaced an addiction to drugs with an addiction to Ironman." That's not true today, but back then it was. I had taken a destructive compulsion and replaced it with something that I thought was healthful, only to realize after my pseudo heart attack that I had missed the key point. The compulsion is never healthy because it dominates your thinking. That's the nature of addiction. You think all the time about how to get your next high or next drink. If you're addicted to gambling, you're always figuring out how you can get more money and take the next trip to Vegas. Sure, this will be the trip that makes up for all your losses. If your compulsion is a triathlon, then you're always thinking about the next race. But when a compulsion has a grip on your mind, you're unable to face the pain that lies behind everything you do. The compulsion drives everything else out of your mind. So how is a compulsion to run races any healthier than a compulsion to pour vodka down your throat? It's not. After 2006 episode, I stepped back and looked hard at why I was racing. I didn't like what I saw. because I was still behaving like an addict, but today I'm balanced. If it comes down to me going for a bike ride or going to my kid's sporting event, I'm going to my kid's event. If you are in emotional and mental balance and have the awareness and tools to handle life's up and downs, then you can throw yourself into something like a triathlon or music or your career, and it won't become a replacement addiction.
Thanks, Brandy. All right. Like I always say, there's a lot of good stuff in here. Who agrees? Who's got something to say?
A lot of people agree. Those hands went down so fast.
Go for it.
No, I agree. Long before I realized I had an addiction, definitely had a compulsion. I was playing paintball. Wasn't triathlon or nothing, didn't run, didn't swim. But I was playing tournament every week from basically beginning of March till end of October. And with my team, other teams, just put everything I had into it. I just didn't want to deal with anything else, didn't want to think about anything else. That's all I kind of did. So I can kind of understand where, you know, even though it wasn't my addiction that led me here, I can understand where Todd's kind of coming from, you know, wondering, like, well, you know, replace one thing with another. Now, I didn't replace one thing with another. I had that, but it was definitely healthier than my drinking and drugging. So.
Thanks, sir.
I just think, like with addiction, I didn't understand like finding balance or, you know, something to keep me healthy in that way, because it would be from one addiction to the next. Like if it wasn't drugs, it was shopping. If it wasn't shopping, it was men. Like it was just always something. So to find that healthy balance is just super important, and I'm just glad I learned about how to go and figure that out, because I never knew that before I came here. You know, everything was an addiction. So anything I liked became from gambling. Like one thing after another, so you're always chasing that next rush, and so definitely need to find balance.
Thanks, Brandy.
Yeah, I think there's like a fine line when, you know, kind of getting sober. I wanted to find something to maybe not replace my addiction, but kind of fill the void that that left in me. But I think it's a fine line where you have to find balance. You can't go all the way to the, for me, I can't go all the way to the other side, to the extremes, because then I'll catch myself falling back as a person because I'm focusing too much on a single thing again. And I think that's a trap that, for me, that I found myself kind of falling in. And it's something that you have to be aware of at all times. So I think balance is the key word in what we just read. You know, for me, it was listening to others and them telling me like, hey, you're doing this too much, you're doing this, you can back off here, find out other things. And again, because I'm an addict, I want to do everything to the best of my ability, right away, throw my whole soul, everything into it. And sometimes I have to realize that it's important to take a step back and find balance in many different things to maintain my sobriety.
Yeah, go for it.
Being on the other side, seeing that Chrissy, during her sobriety, I had to we'd gotten a little arguments here and there over it, but she would go from one thing to the next, and she enjoys working, but we had to step back with working because instead of working normal hours that people do, she just wanted to gain more and more and more hours, which there's nothing wrong with that, but being on the other side of it, seeing it, I can see how easy one thing can lead to the next, to the next, to the next, and it just seems like they go all for one thing right at a time.
Balance is really important, and the best thing about it is it's not something I think anyone ever perfects. It's kind of like patience. You never are perfectly patient. It's always something you got to work on. Because as soon as you think you're fully in balance or fully patient, someone cuts you off in traffic and you just, gotta stop for a second before I scream at them, you know? Or whenever you're in balance, something just knocks you over a little bit and you gotta get right back on it. Balance is super important, and it's something that I struggle with because I'm very impulsive, and I sometimes obsess about things, and I have to remember to keep myself in check. Because when I'm thinking about something more than I should, and it's taking up all my time of the night trying to figure out why I can't sleep and trying to figure out something, it's a compulsion. It's something that's taking up too much of my time, and I'm spending too much time with it. And it's not Carl. But yeah, balance is super important because without it, you're either putting too much towards something where you're lacking other areas of your life, or you're not putting enough towards it and you're lacking in all areas of your life. It's really tricky.
So like, if you weren't balanced, you'd be like unbalanced?
Yeah.
Making sure I got that.
Who's got something? Kyle.
I guess I can relate to just like with the, I guess, compulsion. I mean, I know going to school isn't that bad, but like, I don't know, 5 years ago, before I started my job, or my career, I guess you would say, to get away from it, I would sign up for any class possible to try to help me keep away from the bad things, but literally just brought it right back a couple of years later, and I found myself in the same situation. So I think I just generally have that compulsive tendency. I don't know how you would call it, but you know, I want to trade something for other because I feel like it's good for me. But I mean, there has to, like you said, there has to be a balance. I don't want to head back down that road again. That's it.
Thanks, Kyle. Stone.
It's awesome how the topic is always very pertinent in my life, and today this kind of came up, and we were talking about like things that we did over the weekend, and a young lady that is very inspirational and I admire a lot said she quit drinking energy drinks, and I was like, whoa, I have started drinking a lot of energy drinks, and I had a problem with those in the past when I got sober. And when I made a choice to stop using it, got really bad, and I don't want to go down that path. So I started analyzing, like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I putting negative things in my life? And so I broke it down to, you know, there's things that hurt me and hinder me, and there's things that help me and enhance the person I am. So I stepped back and I said, you know, why am I filling these voids? So first I need to figure out the why. Why was I using drugs and alcohol? Why am I replacing it with all the way since back in the day, like comic books and video games and snowboarding and skateboarding and girls and whatever, you know? I would always have something to sidetrack me from like who I really was. Once I started like sitting back and I started journaling today and like writing a little bit about it, and you know, once I start to be comfortable with me and being alone with me, not isolating and not sitting in self-pity or self-destruction, but actually just being groovy, being me, like that's when I can actually, you know, grow, I feel like. And then I can start adding these things and sprinkle them on to enhance my life. So I just try to look and make sure that things aren't hindering me, they're helping me, and then I think that's when peer support comes in and is key. Like the young lady, when she said that today, that helped me, and I'm training right now, and I was like, oh, I got the training schedule, it looks pretty weak this week, and my friend that's training is like, dude, that's okay. Like, it's okay to rest, you know? And I need to step back sometimes and listen to my peers because they know what's up. And they, as much as people will tell you when you're doing good, they'll also tell you when you're out of control.
Thanks, Chris. Michael.
So I struggle a little bit with balance right now. I mean, I have things that are important to me. My relationship with the job, my relationship with my family, my church, and my recovery are very important to me, but I'm still, like, my wheel isn't quite round, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have exercise, I could cut out some, like, my gaming I'm pretty passionate about. Like, I could cut out some gaming for some exercise. That probably could happen, you know what I mean? Like, but I noticed it, you know what I mean? Like, where I think that's a good thing that I'm educated enough to notice that what smoke's missing in my weed, you know what I mean? And it's obviously exercise, for sure. And I know that my balance with lifestyle would go a whole lot smoother if I added that smoke.
Thanks, Michael. I think a lot of balance and what Chris was talking about earlier, routine, go kind of hand in hand together. Because I know if I'm starting to get out of balance, if I'm unbalanced, and yeah, and it usually has to do with my routine being off. If I know something's up when I don't follow my normal routine. If I'm not in an active exercise routine, I'm more tired than I normally am. And right now, I'm guilty of not exercising actively. And I can tell the difference in myself. And like Michael said, knowing is half the battle. The other half the battle is actually putting work in and doing it. And that's really tough. It's something I'm struggling with right now is getting back in the gym, back on my bike, back on my feet and start running. And back in the pool for that matter. But at least I know I'm aware of that now. Because back when I was using, the only thing I wasn't trying to balance out was balance out like my pocketbook to see like how much money I had to get the next high. Or try to balance out the levels between drunk and high that I was so I didn't throw up. And that was like the most thing I was worried about balance. And nowadays it's a lot better because I can worry about where I'm going, what I'm doing, how to better my life. Because that's the point. The point of sobriety isn't just to white knuckle through and say I haven't drank in X amount of days. It's I've accomplished this, this, and this, and my life's going well, and I feel great about myself and my relationships. That's what it's about. And I don't know. This place has taught me that. So yeah. Who's got something?
I could say that I had no idea what a balanced life was prior to coming here. Like, I guess I was so used to living so chaotically, and I was very impulsive. I'm still impulsive today. Like, even with, I buy stuff I probably don't need sometimes, a lot of times, most of the time. I had no idea what balance was, and I would always do something too much, whether it was work or drink or whatever it was, and it wasn't until I came here when somebody told me, like, look, you're unbalanced. You know what I mean? You're doing too much of something, and at that time it was drinking and shit. So once I cut that out, it was like learning to do this shit, or live life, like for real, and do it all over again. And I'd have to agree with like what Michael said. I wouldn't say I got a full wheel yet, and I'm rolling smooth, but I'm definitely working it out because like earlier in recovery, like that's all it was about. I was like, I dove headfirst into it, so it was that, and then the gym, and like that's all I did. And then I added work, and then my son was born, and then dad stuff. So like, it's like, so some of the other things I have gotten less of. Like I don't work out nearly as much as I used to, and I can tell it's affecting. I can tell it's affecting me. Like my energy, and I'd say I'm more tense now that I'm not, like emotionally tense. Like, so it's something I know I got to continue to work on, for the rest of my life, I imagine, because things are always going to change, I think. I don't think, I've always had a routine, but it's just changing now, Now I wake up and I'm not in the pool all the time. I'll be changing a diaper, or, I don't know. Dad stuff.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
Who wants to keep reading? It's all about the positive.
It's all about the positive. Second lifestyle of recovery, choose positive alternatives to substance abuse. It's all about choosing the positive over the negative. Sure, it's important to find activities and passions that will help you get healthy, allow you to give to others, and give you a positive high, But underneath that is the need to find a positive alternative that transforms your life at the molecular level rather than being a surrogate for drug use. The principle of holism really applies here. Holism means that all things are part of an interconnected whole. Fitness, health, family, friends, education, spirituality, support, giving back. They're all interwoven. You need them all running on all cylinders in order to have a lifestyle that lets you truly heal from addiction. I've been asked why, after I got sober, I didn't just get my life together and go about my business. That's not the way it's done. Not in the Racing for Recovery world. That's another thing that separates this approach from 12-step. The way I see it, when you climb out of the deep well of addiction, scratched, scarred, and bruised, you gain a vast fortune of self-awareness. If you're approaching recovery honestly, your illusions are gone. You not only know how vulnerable and mistake-prone you are, but how incredibly precious life and love and people are. You get it. As much as addiction covers everything in black clouds, recovery blows them away and leaves life crystal clear. You see things as they really are. I believe that as addicts in recovery, we have the responsibility to use that gift to help other people and to compensate the world for the damage we did while we were using it. That's why so many of the people who I work with wind up pursuing careers in counseling, therapy, and wellness. They understand that helping others heal is the best way to heal yourself. We can't just hoard what we have and not help others. That's not the way to balance. I've learned that I can't train for an Ironman every day. I was out of balance when I was doing that. I was neglecting my marriage and children. Now, my life is about how I can get better as a counselor and father. I don't go to church anymore, but I'm constantly learning about God's gifts and how I can help other people discover them. I lead a holistic, positive, healthy life that feeds my body, mind, and spirit equally.
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome, Stephen.
Good stuff in there.
When it lists all the stuff about holism and all the interconnected parts, there's a lot of them. And it's kind of overwhelming at first. Because you're like, well, I've got friends, family, and education, but where's my spirituality? How do I find a support group? How am I going to give back? I just figured out all this stuff about myself. How am I going to help people? And fitness and health, we're getting there. So you have all these things and you're trying to balance them all and you don't know what you're doing. It gets kind of convoluted. So I think that's the good part about how he said take time once you get sober to like figure out who you are and figure out what you like doing and start chipping away little by little. Don't try to attack everything at once. You're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to freak out. I mean, I've done it. It's not fun. But I don't know, what are some ways you guys have helped create this holistic, balanced life that you're looking to lead?
I think giving back is important. But like I was like, what Dustin was saying, in early recovery, I was here like 6 days a week. Like, constantly I was at Racing for Recovery, and that's all it was. I realized I needed something else, so I searched out a church, got involved in the church, and started serving there wherever I could. And then recently I started the process of like getting into the prison ministry so I can give back to those guys. I just know what it was like when I was in prison, like somebody from the outside to come talk to you, or like I even get to send letters to these guys and stuff like that. Like that's a big deal to them, and it would have been a big deal to me then. So like that's a big part of my recovery is giving back. Like being involved with Tent City when Tent City comes to Toledo and stuff with the homeless. And I mean, when I was homeless, like somebody just asking your name, like that meant a lot to me. You know what I mean? Like somebody cared enough to know what my name was. So like I'm trying to involve myself with that stuff too. Problem with that kind of stuff, that kind of work, we'll call it, is there's not a lot of money involved. Like, nobody wants to pay you to give back to the community. Like, that's a volunteer thing. So, I picked up a weekend job and, you know, trying to balance out that kind of stuff where I'm just coming here like, you know, 2 or 3 times a week, and church a couple times a week, involved with the recovery program at church, and then work on the weekends. And in my free time, I didn't see video games on that list. And I think it should be right in there, like, yeah, maybe the last one or something, but that's what I do to kind of escape. And some weeks I do it more than I should, you know what I mean? But that's something I enjoy. And I'm looking into, like, my next purchase, I think it's gonna be a bike. So I'm gonna start riding a bike and getting some physical exercise. And that's something I know I enjoy. I haven't enjoyed riding a bike when I was in my addiction, so, like, doing it sober can't be that bad. You know what I mean? Like, it should be fun.
You made a really good point, and I hate to say it, about video games. And it's not the video games, it's the relaxation and the rest. Rest, like Chris was saying, is super important. And that's where balance comes into play, because it's super important to balance resting so you're not resting all the time and not getting anything done.
That's lazy.
That's lazy, thank you. And I think it's really important to have something to unwind with. It's really important to have a healthy way of just kicking back, relaxing every so often. I don't know who said this one time, but it makes a lot of sense. It's the most important part of a musical piece are the rests, because if not, it'd just be a jumbled up bunch of music notes and it wouldn't make any sense. It'd be chaotic. So it's really important in our life today too, is to find rest, find relaxation, and find some way to unwind. Whatever that is, just find a way to unwind. It's super important. Andre.
Well, you know me, I always say I'm not wired like most people, but the thing about the balance part of this thing was the balance part of my life when I was actively an alcoholic. I had this routine down so that I could do everything in a specific order. I mean, my life was like Groundhog Day for years, because that's how I kept that facade that everything was okay with me. So that balance thing to me was just downright selfish. You know, it was all about me, it wasn't about anybody else. When it comes to the, it's all about the positive, I was just looking at these, when I was working out as a part of my balance thing, the fitness thing was just about cosmetics. You know, I was all beefed up, had my gold chains and all that. I didn't care about my health. The family, I lied to the whole time. My friends, I just used to my own advantage. You know, whoever was having the best party or had the best drugs, I did that. Education-wise, I knew everything, so you couldn't tell me anything. Spirituality part, I kind of forgot that because I was not mindful of spirituality and religion being two separate things. Support, I didn't give support to anybody because, again, I was just taking whatever I could and giving back. Again, I was just taking, everything was all about me. Now, on the other hand, if we go back to all this stuff, the fitness, I walk a lot because of the landscaping job and shoveling snow. Health, I have to because I'm 63 years old, or 62, will be 63. I got my family back. I got a new set of friends. Education-wise, I'm still reading a lot. Got National Geographic. Spirituality-wise, I'm really connected to nature. I have a good support group with friends, and I love giving back, and just within this program. So I could see the negative part of trying to be balanced when that was all a fake, And now that I'm trying to be balanced, and I'm not trying to be balanced right now, I'm just trying to live a positive life. And all these things are falling into place. That's all.
You want to come up here next week and just run it for me? That was really good.
No.
Thanks, Andre.
But that's what it is. When you read it.
Yeah, it was good.
I told you, education.
It's funny.
Yeah, Mr. T.
Who else has got something?
I'll say something.
All right. What's up, Randall?
In my book, I highlighted all the little bullet points, and right next to it I wrote, you need to have this in order to be, or in order to keep what you graciously been given. And I don't know, I just look at my book from time to time, and I know these bullet points are what keep me sober. Like all this stuff, the fitness, the health, all the family, friends, the support. That's what's really keeping me sober. And if I don't have that, I don't know how I'm going to stay sober. And it even says in the second sentence under that, you need them all running on all cylinders in order to have a lifestyle that you are truly healed from addiction. You know, and that's so true because today, like when I first came, I didn't have any of that. I didn't have none of that. I didn't have no education, hardly any family or friends, no fitness, no health. I wasn't giving back, you know. I just, you see how it truly works, you know. And I have another thing starting here too. It's a couple paragraphs down. It says, we can't just hoard what we have and not help others. That's not the way to balance. And I don't know, I just really like to mark this stuff down in this book because I go back and read it and I think to myself, like, you know, it puts it back into perspective on how I'm living my life today. And I don't know, I just think it's very a pivotal part of recovery in general, just to always be grateful for what you have and to keep on figuring out what you want to do. Like I'd never figured out, like I never knew what I liked to do. Like I came in here lost, like I didn't know what I liked. But I started figuring that out by looking at this book and started slowly figuring out, okay, maybe I like this, or maybe I don't like that. And then kind of work my own way into a routine that I like to do. Make my own little plan, my program, you know? That's what it's really about. So, that's all I have to say.
That's good. Thank you, Randall. I like the fact that the name of this book is There's More Than One Way to Get to Cleveland. I like how everyone has their own way to get to Cleveland, i.e. sobriety. What works for me probably won't work for you. What works for him probably won't work for her. But it all works for all of us. That's what's crazy about this. It's not just do this and you'll be cured. It doesn't work that way. No one's ever cured, and one way won't work for everybody. That's why we're here, and we get to talk about it because we get to bounce ideas back off each other. It's great. The point of a support group meeting is just wonderful because you're not alone anymore. When you're coming in here lost, confused, alone, you don't know left from right, you get to see all these other people that have been where you are. Some are where you are, and you can relate to them. And it's not about comparing. It's not about comparing that you weren't doing triathlons, you were just playing baseball. I mean, that's fine. That's what you love doing. It doesn't compare to it at all. You can relate to that and be like, I did this too much as well. It doesn't matter what you were doing too much of. It's about self-destructive behaviors. It's not even about drugs and alcohol, even. It's about self-destructive behaviors. Because back when I was using drugs and alcohol, I was also hurting myself. A lot. By what I was putting in my body and physically harming myself. I had a problem with that my entire life. And that was really hard to get over. But when I got sober, I started loving myself. I started caring about myself. And I wanted to help myself. And since then, I haven't done that at all. It's been good. And everyone here can do that too. And that's what we're all here for. It's great. It's the most wonderful place to be. And I look forward to Monday nights. It's like my favorite time of the week. Favorite time of the day is these meetings, because I get to sit here with all you wonderful people and we get to talk about stuff. Yes, all you wonderful people.
I just want to say, Andre and I have been coming here since last April. We just like one meeting. And yesterday I stopped by his house, and I'm so proud of that guy right there. A year ago in April, he didn't have 2 nickels rubbed together. That guy was losing his house, okay? I stopped, he's probably gonna be pissed at me, but I stopped over there yesterday, and he got paid yesterday. And his mom went to see his brother, who has some health issues in Indiana, and she came back on Saturday. And he was waiting for his buddy to pick him up, another buddy of his, to take him over to his mom's to give her some money, not money that he owed her, just to say, here's some cash, I got some extra cash, and I want to help you out. That's coming a long ways, brother. You know what I mean? A year ago, that guy would have said, oh, let's go to the bar, you know, or whatever. But that guy has come a long ways, and I just wanted to say I'm so proud of him. That's all.
And that's peer support at its finest. And that's what we're here for. That's awesome. Thank you.
Stephen, you said something about destructive behavior. And when I was talking about how my original balance was, the whole original balance was destructive behavior. I just wanted to make that clear so that people knew that even though I thought I had it going on, the whole time I was just digging myself further into my addiction. That's all.
Thanks, Andre. Jordan, what you got?
You raised his hand. I didn't raise his hand. I think he did. Man, I guess I'll share about what we were reading earlier. When I heard somebody say that they had seen another individual using work to replace their using, I'm definitely guilty of that, and I've done that a lot. And that's one of the big things that brought me down the last time, was working 78 hours a week and having no balance. And I still struggle with that today, but I gotta recognize it, like Michael was saying, and I'm definitely working on it. I just, I guess I battle that feeling of like, if I take time away from work, that I'm doing something wrong, and I'm still working on that. But it's nice to know that I've got other people like Steven and everybody that will support me. Like today I left early, and he took care of some stuff that I would normally do in the evening. It's nice to have that support there for that.
Michael.
The whole balance thing is like, it's not as easy as it sounds in this book. Like, it's a lot of hard work, and it changes, it shifts over time. Like Dustin was saying, that original, like when you first started, this Friday, it's your priorities are different. You know what I mean? And then life happens, and your balance starts to shift a little bit, and you get out of balance, and you got to work hard to get it back into balance. Like, it's not an easy thing at all. So I just wanted to say for those people out there listening, like, if you don't have it, like, you'll get it eventually. Like, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's just hard work. And the ability to know that your life is out of balance and that
Before we stop tonight, I just wanted to throw this out there. I want you guys, I mean, you don't have to do it, but if you guys are feeling a little frisky tonight and want to talk to someone new, that'd be sweet. Yeah, frisky. Like, I probably wouldn't have said that. All right, guys, if you want to talk to someone new tonight, you might make their day. That's the important part about it. Or night.
Frisky and bad.
We don't condone frisky behavior.
All right, Patrick, autobiography.
Autobiography in 5 short chapters by Portia Nelson.
Try to save them.
I walk down the street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk, I fall in. I'm lost, I'm hopeless, it isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk, I pretend I don't see it, I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It takes a long time to get out. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk, I see it, it's there, I still fall in, it's a habit. My eyes are open, I know where I am, it is my fault. I get out immediately. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk, I walk around it. I walk down another street.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Hey! Your foot's up front.